I think I'm likable. I care about everybody's feelings. I care about, well, you're not like that with Trump. You're never going to protect the kids. There's a madman in the White House, and we need to protect the kids and the women and everyone else.
Donald Trump continues using distraction tactics to avoid scrutiny. One of his recent targets is Rosie O'Donnell, threatening to revoke her U.S. citizenship, an empty gesture he has no legal authority to carry out. The fixation on Rosie serves as a familiar refuge for Trump whenever deeper controversies surface, such as his alleged ties to Jeffrey Epstein or his history of cheating at golf. This manufactured feud diverts attention away from more damaging topics like the recent release of a birthday note Trump allegedly sent to Epstein, which Trump denies authoring. The note, uncovered and released by House Democrats, includes a bizarre dialogue-style narrative between Trump and...
I think it's enough because I think we should talk about the greatness of our country and the success that we're having. We're having the most successful 8 months of any president ever. That's what we should be talking about, not the Epstein hoax.
Trump's denial contradicts mounting evidence, and his response reflects a consistent strategy: deny, distract, discredit. Meanwhile, his critics in popular culture intensify their attacks. Late-night host Jimmy Kimmel and actor Samuel L. Jackson have become two of the most prominent voices deconstructing Trump's public image. Kimmel weaponizes sarcasm to dismantle Trump's contradictions, treating each boast as a setup for exposing deeper flaws. Every time Trump claims success, Kimmel highlights the surrounding failures.
Donald Trump has said I'm not talented so many times, Erica's starting to get jealous, but what he doesn't realize is that I love this. I love that this bothered him so much. I love that Fox picked a news guy nobody knows to interview him, and I especially love when he tries to spin the fact that everyone was laughing at him into a positive.
Trump's obsession with being the most watched, most popular, or most successful is repeatedly mocked, revealing a presidency built more on branding than on substance. Kimmel portrays Trump as a reality TV character lost in his own narrative, where every statement is a performance and every lie is part of a longer improv routine with no punchline. Samuel L. Jackson takes a different approach, focusing on the moral decay behind the spectacle. Jackson strips away Trump's strongman image, revealing desperation rather than dominance. In his critique, Trump becomes a character trapped by his own insecurities, masking incompetence with volume and bravado. Jackson highlights how Trump's obsession with loyalty destroys credibility, turning the Oval Office into a stage for ego maintenance. According to Jackson, Trump's behavior doesn't reflect strength, but panic. The panic of a man who confuses applause for approval and visibility for victory.
Is this true that he signed you up for one of your golf clubs and didn't tell you?
Yeah. Somebody did send me something today that said Trump said he didn't know me.
He said he didn't know you. I actually have his
Oh, let me
tweet
see
right
the
here.
tweet.
This is very exciting. So there you go. It says, I don't know Samuel L. Jackson, to best of my knowledge, haven't played golf with him, and think he does too many TV commercials. Boring, not a fan.
This theatrical presidency is underpinned by contradictions. Trump will claim not to know someone he's been photographed or associated with multiple times. He denies relationships, invents successes, and pivots narratives depending on the day's optics. His tweet denying knowing Samuel L. Jackson directly contradicts verified accounts of them playing golf together. Trump's golf cheating stories, where caddies miraculously find his lost balls, have become recurring punchlines that underscore his inability to accept defeat, even in a casual setting. The Trump mythos is built on spectacle, gold interiors, giant logos, and inflated claims of business success. But these serve as facades. Behind the branding lies an unstable framework built on denial and fantasy. Kimmel frequently illustrates this by mocking Trump's media habits, noting that for someone who supposedly hates the mainstream media, Trump is its most obsessive consumer. His life revolves around television ratings, crowd sizes, and Twitter engagement rather than governance or public service. Jackson points to the darker implications: the erosion of institutions under a leader who demands personal loyalty over competence. Jackson views Trump's leadership style as a personality cult where sycophancy is rewarded and dissent is punished. Officials who contradict him are quickly removed and discredited, regardless of their expertise. This breeds chaos, confusion, and inefficiency, hallmarks of Trump's administration. Trump's relationship with Jeffrey Epstein remains an unresolved narrative that his team works hard to discredit. The resurfacing of Epstein-related materials, including the now publicized birthday note, draws renewed attention to Trump's past associations. Trump's response has been to deny, threaten legal action, and blame political enemies, including the media. His press secretary and allies claim the documents are part of a coordinated hoax, even as bipartisan calls grow for more transparency around the Epstein files.
We gave him everything over and over again, more and more and more, and nobody's ever satisfied. From what I understand, I could check, but from what I understand, thousands of pages of documents have been given. But it's really a Democrat hoax because they're trying to get people to talk about something that's totally irrelevant to the success.
In the public sphere, Kimmel emphasizes the absurdity of these responses. He contrasts Trump's denials with mounting documentation and mocks the inconsistency in his narrative. Jackson amplifies the severity by showing how these distractions keep real accountability at bay. Together, Kimmel and Jackson operate like a dual force, one mocking the incoherence, the other indicting the moral failure. Kimmel also attacks Trump's endless campaign-style rallies, describing them as therapy sessions for a fragile ego. The crowds cheer recycled slogans, not policies. These events are less about governance and more about personal affirmation. Meanwhile, serious national issues are sidelined in favor of applause. Kimmel notes that these rallies have become ritualistic performances where the stakes are low but the vanity remains high. Jackson extends the critique to policy, or the lack thereof. Every time Trump announces something, it's usually contradicted by his next statement. Promises made are rarely followed by coherent plans. Allies are discarded if they challenge the narrative. As Jackson frames it, Trump's leadership resembles an unscripted performance with no rehearsal, where confusion replaces clarity and spectacle replaces solutions. The recent reposting of AI-generated deepfakes featuring Trump's face on fit, heroic figures reveals his obsession with image manipulation. These fantasy visuals are shared as if to convince both followers and himself of a reality that doesn't exist. Kimmel points out the absurdity of a man so obsessed with strength and dominance, relying on edited videos to project it. Jackson contextualizes this behavior as a reflection of deeper insecurity, where appearance matters more than truth, and deception becomes a tool for survival.